Hello everyone, welcome to my class, and in my class today we shall look at how to start an Amazon FBS store. And to start us off, I want to explain what it means by Amazon FBS store. Amazon FBS store stands for Fulfillment by Amazon, that is FBA, which is a storage and a shipping services that Amazon offers to help business owners sell their products. Businesses ship their products into Amazon's fulfillment centers, which are specifically designed for FBA services. So this lecture is relevant to a person who is getting started with Amazon FBA and trying to figure out how to start. It is assumed that you have heard, I want to assume that you have heard about selling on Amazon or Amazon FBA. Perhaps you are looking for a part-time job to do to make some extra cash, or you are unemployed and you are finding it rough or tough to make ends meet. So this lecture is relevant to you. In this lecture, I will introduce you to what you need to do as you start your Amazon FBA and where you can sell your private branded products. So take your time as I take you through. So the next step is I will show you the steps on how to start an Amazon FBA store. First and foremost, we begin with the cost. A starting capital is what puts off many people from starting a business. The cost of starting an FBA store is much lower. It is estimated that the minimum cost is between $1,000 to $4,000. The initial cost of starting this business is too small as compared to what a seller stands to gain. It is estimated that an FBA store sellers get an average profit of 66% and a monthly sales of about $10,000 or more within the first 18 months. Small sellers also make a few $1,000s a month during their first year in business. Amazon FBA sellers are able to compete with the biggest brand as soon as they start with just some few $1,000s. Ideally, an average product sold on Amazon FBA store is $20, which is usually manufactured in less than $5. From this, you can see that an FBA store is a profitable venture. Secondly, is how to start or setting up your FBA Amazon account. After the seller has made up his or her mind about the products to sell on the Amazon, the next step is to create an account with Amazon. It should be understood that the signing up process is very smooth and takes up a short time. A seller can sign up either as an individual or a professional. Signing up as an individual is advantageous because you will not be charged a monthly subscription fee, whereas if you want to grow up into a big business in future, you might want to sign up as a professional. It will cost you $1 per item to sell. For professionals, the first month is free, but they'll have to pay $39.99 every month in addition to selling fees. The advantage of selling with a professional account is that you will get bonus features and better tracking of products. Now, having said that, the next thing that you need to do is to establish a brand or a label. After you have signed up and you now have a running account, it is required that you establish a brand or a label that you will use on your products as you sell on the Amazon. You cannot afford to come up with your FBA store, and advise that you consider getting the services of a graphic designer to design your brand name and logo. As you decide on your brand name and logo, it's good to avoid too much details and colors. Keep it simple to make it clear. This means that you have to part with some little cash. If your finances is a challenge, I request a friend with some professional expertise to help you design one. After you have established a brand name and logo, you can go ahead and register it to make it official. Companies and partners will not be comfortable working with unofficial outfits. After that, you need to decide on what to sell. After you have established your brand or a label, it is time to decide the product or the products to sell. Picking on your first product to sell is said to be the most difficult thing to do. This can either build or break your dream. Experts advise that you start with what you are passionate about. As you do this, bear in mind about the niche products categories as compared to the broad product categories. For example, fashion may be too broad, but men's fashion may be specific. The bottom line is establishing a niche in the market. Picking a niche is one of the hardest parts of setting up a business. And this is because a seller who is so passionate about selling on Amazon may want to sell everything. Experts advise that you should list the areas you are passionate about. Suggest all the areas and then narrow it down. Narrow down the list to some specific niches and finally arrive on your own product that you want to sell. After you have done that, you have a product to sell or some few products that you have narrow it down. It is time to come up with a title and description of your product. To make your product sell in the market can be done by ensuring that your title or subtitle is filled with highly searched for keywords. Make use of the keyword search engine sites to help you optimize your title. You need to use the keywords that the customers are likely to type as they search for products in Google or other search engines. A powerful title will draw the attention of the potential customers from their search of the products in the Amazon. You should also ensure that the pictures of your product is great, catchy, and attracts the eye. After you have done your title and title description, perhaps it is now time to sell on the FBA. After you have set up your business, you can now sell anything that you wish to sell. There are no limits on what to sell on Amazon FBA. A seller can consider selling the following items. You can sell arbitrage. You can look for low-priced items in retail stores or marketplaces to sell at higher prices. You can also wholesale. You can also buying a bulk discount branded goods and reselling at the higher prices. You can also start reselling used books at a higher price, among many others. Now, after you have done all that, you need to decide on the prices. And pricing is perhaps the most difficult part to determine. A seller should look at different factors before determining the price. Customers will spend their money on a product that they deem worthy of an expense. Before a seller determines customers will spend their money on products that they deem worthy of an expense. Before a seller determines the price, he or she has to check the prices of different items in factories and manufacturers. Amazon has an inbuilt calculator that can be used for most of the costs. After you have decided on what price to sell your product, you can also add the other costs like shipping to the country, tax, customs, charges, and delivery to the Amazon FBA warehouses. The main reason of starting a business is to make profit. So you need to make sure that you cost all the expenses that leave you with a good profit margin. So after you have actually decided on the price of your product or your products, the next thing that you need to do is sourcing for products. Where are you going to get the products from? When a seller has determined what to sell, the next thing to ask for yourself is where to source for reliable products that are of high quality and well respected. Most sellers get their products from Alibaba factories. A seller can buy products in bulk from Alibaba brand and sell depending on the initial buying cost and products margin. Getting your stock from Alibaba factory to your FBA store warehouse can be a complicated venture, but you can enlist the services of a freight forwarders and customs. A company like Flexport is the most recommended since they can do the job with a good price. Experts advise that you get reliable supplier for your product. A good supplier might be the one that manufactures quite a number of products if you plan to sell the diversified products in future. A seller has the choice of either sending stock by ship or by plane. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, after you have done all that, you market your products. After you have actually picked a product to sell, then it is time to shout to the whole world to know that you are selling a product on Amazon. Most people wonder how to market a new product in the market. The advantage your product will have is that it is on Amazon and it will get quite a good amount of traffic. But there is a number of things that a seller should do to market the product. It is obvious that Amazon has so many FBA stores in the world, and therefore expect your product to face a lot of competition in the market. So you can market your product on Facebook, on Twitter, or your website if you have one. But the best way of marketing is through sponsored or directly on Amazon. So I want to wish you all the very best as you start your Amazon FBA store. Thank you, and may God bless you.